Hi everybody, I'm Ethan Hardy. I hope you're as excited as I am for what's coming up on TKD Starcast. For episode 1, we'll be chatting with Victoria Stambaugh. She's a minus 49 kilogram fighter, highest rank achieved, world number 17, 9-time Puerto Rico national team member, Puerto Rico Taekwondo Athlete of the Year, and multiple-time International Open champion and medalist. Victoria, thanks so much for being on TKD Starcast.
Thank you for having me, Ethan. It's an honor and a pleasure.
What made you start Taekwondo?
Well, okay, so my dad was a professional boxer, so he wanted me and my brothers to do something active and for self-defense. So we started in judo, we went into karate, and then my cousin was doing taekwondo. And so my dad was like, okay, let's join. Let's put them in taekwondo. So it really was not like my choice or anything. It was really just my dad and my mom wanting me to do a self-defense. So they put us in taekwondo, and then we kind of liked it.
Cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it started.
Who was your idol when you were a kid?
So as I started getting into taekwondo more, so I started when I was 8. And as I got into it a little bit more and started enjoying the sport, I started watching movies with Jackie Chan, like all the Rush Hour movies, Tuxedo. So it was really Jackie Chan that really inspired me to do taekwondo and martial arts in general. I fell in love with him, fell in love with the sport, really just looking up to Jackie Chan. Yeah.
What did you mostly get away with when you were a kid?
Oh, what did I get away with? I don't remember. I feel like it was a lot of things. That's a really tough question. We'll have to come back to that one. Yeah.
Caught you off guard.
Yeah, that was really off guard. I really don't know what I think. You know what? Like, I can actually answer that. Maybe I thought I got away with a lot, but maybe I really didn't get away with a lot. No, actually, you know what? Maybe I got away a lot with not doing my homework. Yeah. I got away a lot with that. You know, I always made excuses, or I would always just probably lie and say, yes, I did it. It's not true. Don't do that. That is not right, you guys. So yeah, I think I always got away with not doing my homework.
Yeah.
Do your homework, guys. Don't follow me. I was a little kid. Okay? This means nothing now. This is not who I am.
Name a special person who led you to victory.
All right. I would have to say my coach in 2017. I was competing at President's Cup, and I was in Vegas, and I fought my first fight. I won against Canada. My second fight, I fought a Japanese girl. She's very good, really high ranked now. And during the fight, you know, I was winning, and then she got me a good face kick right. I just went right into it, and she popped me a good one right in the nose, and I was like out, and I just started bleeding like nonstop. So blood was coming out, and so the doctors were trying to like stuff, you know, plug the whole my nostrils in so the blood would stop, and so I continued with my nostrils plugged in, and I was really difficult to breathe. And then they would come out and whatever, right? But I continued the fight, and I won. And then after the fight, I knew like the next fighters were gonna be, you know, like they're tough opponents. They're not just walkovers. Yeah. And then I have like this bloody nose and this swollen face already. And so I kind of was like, I don't know if like it's really worth just to continue. I have like a big migraine, and I feel like crap. And my coach was like, let's do it. Like, let's go. And it's like, just let's have fun. So I fought against a very good Brazilian girl, Olympian, and I beat her. And then I was just like, all right, that worked out. And then I was in the finals, and then I was like, should I fight in the finals? I'm still kind of like, not 100%. I still kind of feel like crap. And he was like, let's do it. We're in the finals. Let's have fun. I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And then I end up fighting the finals, and I win in overtime, and it was totally worth it. So definitely my coach there, it was definitely a motivator and encouragement to like just fight and win the whole tournament with a bloody nose. And I was just like, yeah, I just wasn't like feeling it that day, but man, he kept me encouraged. So that was cool. Yeah.
What's your favorite candy?
Oh, my favorite candy. That's a good one. Definitely chocolate. So I'm vegan now. I've been vegan for 4 weeks, so it's been going great. I love it actually. So dark chocolate is definitely my go-to. Dark chocolate, covered almonds, cashews, stuff like that. That's definitely my favorite. Oh yeah.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color, don't get this wrong or don't think I'm a little twisted, but black is my favorite color. I know, but just because I'm very into fashion and art, and so I think black just goes with everything. It's just very edgy. It's kind of just like fierce, and so I think that's one way I can kind of describe my style. So I like black. Just kind of like describes my kind of fashion sense, I guess.
What was your favorite accomplishment?
Let's see. I've had some pretty cool ones throughout my career. I think the coolest one was in 2014. I came back from 3 knee surgeries. In 2012, I tore my ACL meniscus. And then 2013, I had to get a re-surgery on my other knee and get another ACL replaced. So I had 3 knee surgeries that I came back from in 2014. And so it was a pretty difficult, year coming back and trying to get to where I was and even better than I was before. I took a lot of losses throughout that year. A lot of people doubted me. A lot of people, just not really paying attention too much. And that didn't stop me. I kept training. I kept going despite all the losses throughout the year. I kept pushing, and believing in myself, believing that that God has put this path in front of me and that good things were coming soon. And so later that year, I got silver at the Central American and Caribbean Games, and it was the highest medal for Puerto Rico Taekwondo that year. And so it was a very big comeback victory for me that year, coming back from all my surgeries and being able to do that. That meant a lot to me, and it made all the sacrifice and hard work totally worth it. So yeah.
How do you get over your nerves?
Oh, I think I've learned growing up and trying to figure out what is the right way to fight. Do you fight going in with nerves? Do you fight emotionalist? It really depends on the person, but I think the best way is not to fight your nerves. So everyone is going to get nervous for something. And if you don't get nervous going into a competition, a Taekwondo tournament, I don't, that's kind of weird for me. I don't know. I get nervous, and I've been doing this for years. So the nerves are going to be there. But for me, it's about not fighting against the nerves and letting the nerves actually pump you up and get the adrenaline pumping to where you get in that mindset, and it gets you in that zone to where you're focused, you know what you're doing, and it keeps you in that high the whole time during the competition. Once you lose those nerves, your high goes down, and then the intensity goes down, your focus might go away. And so keeping those nerves there, I think, is really important for you emotionally to stay in the game, to stay focused and ready. Yeah.
Who was the toughest opponent you fought, and why?
I've fought so many world champions, Olympians, Pan Am champions, world ranked number one, everything out there. I think at the level that I am, I won't say that there's one person that's the hardest. I think the hardest person is really yourself. Or for me, it's really just been myself, and just getting over some things that I personally need to get over. I think that's that's the biggest battle. Because at my level where I'm at, everyone is like the same, and so it's at the end of the day, it's about what tactics and what strategies you have to beat that player. And at the end of the day, that's you're fighting with more of yourself and the strategies that you have to come up with and the game plans and certain things like that. Yeah.
Would you rather be able to have super strength or super speed?
I like strength and I like speed, so this is hard. I'm all about that power, but I feel like speed is fun. Like I'm about that speed, I think number one, and then power. So I would say super speed,
Yeah.
flash. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
How did you work up to be at your top level?
Work up to yeah, it takes time. It takes a lot of time, dedication, a lot of training. Yeah, I mean, you train with me, right? So you know what it takes, what we do in training. Um, Experience, takes a lot of losing. It takes a lot of different mentors. It takes a lot of listening, looking up to different fighters, watching film. Um, Time and experience is really it, and just a lot of hard work and dedication. This is not going to come by having the best athletic abilities. I can definitely say I'm a very athletic person. I don't say that cocky. I just say the truth, and I know I'm good athletically, but it takes more than being athletic. Once you want to get to a higher level, you have to be more than just a good athlete. You have to be good in all areas of your life, and you have to be intelligent. You have to be smart, and have a good game plan when you go into a tournament, right? And have a good team too. A team is very important. Having the right the coach and instructor behind you, it makes everything. So it's a big village that goes into being a high level athlete. Yeah.
Besides Taekwondo, what are your other dreams?
Oh, well, I'm still, trying to see what I wanna do outside of Taekwondo. After, I can't do this forever, right? I love it, but there's other things that I love to do. So I'm still trying to see and test the waters a little bit here and there, and we'll see eventually. I think after Tokyo, definitely we'll see what I want to really get into. Yeah.
Yeah. What advice would you give to young athletes?
Well, a lot, but I think the most important is whatever you do. It doesn't have to be Taekwondo. My tagline that I use and I promote on the T-shirts that I have. Right, you have one, right? Is believe, commit, achieve. And so that what comes with that is first you got to believe in yourself. And whatever you do, it doesn't matter if it's Taekwondo or school, any kind of sports, but you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe that you're able. That confidence is very important. And also you have to believe in God and his will for your life and your calling. So that's number one. And then you have to commit. So commitment is very important in whatever you do. Again, it can be Taekwondo, whatever, any sport, any kind of academics, but you have to commit to that 100%. So commitment, it's not just in that area of your life, but it's in all areas of your life. So being a Taekwondo athlete, it's not just in Taekwondo training that you have to commit yourself, but also outside Taekwondo, when you're not training, you have to be committed in your diet life, right? You have to eat well, have good, proper nutrition, be committed that way. We have to make weight, right? So You have to be committed in making your weight properly. And then you have to be committed in the kind of people that you hang out with. Very important. So if you're hanging out with the wrong crowd, then you're probably going to tend to go towards that kind of lifestyle. So you want to make sure you're being committed in your relationships outside of Taekwondo. You want to surround yourself with good people, people that are going after their dreams and right on track, making good choices at school and in their life. So always surround yourself with good people, and then and people who are dreaming and shooting for the stars, and then you'll also go along and y'all just run like lions, right? So commitment in all areas of your life. Commitment for me specifically is my commitment in my relationship with God. Always put him at the center. I think that's number one, committing whatever you do to Christ, and allowing him to just take whatever abilities and skills that you have and let him do exceedingly and abundantly things through that. And then lastly, you will achieve. And I say this because, we all maybe think that success is a is there's like an equation for success, like math problem, like 1 + 1 = 2, right? Well, this plus this is not always gonna equal success. Success, it takes a lot of work, a lot of dedication, a lot of time, a lot of losses. So by believing, by committing, you will achieve. I truly do believe. It might not be at your time or when you feel like you should be achieving that goal, whatever in mind, but I believe with the right time and timing is everything. So I believe within the right time, you will achieve your goals. Yeah.
What advice would you give to parents?
Oh, that's a great question. Um, yeah, I mean, parents it's a huge part in an athlete's career, or not even an athlete, but just a kid's career and whatever they want to do, if it's academically again, or if it's in sports, if it's in Taekwondo. I know my parents have been amazing throughout my career. I know I couldn't be where I am without my parents. They support me 100%. They encourage me. They love me when I lose. They encourage me when I win. They encourage me to keep going. So I encourage parents to really don't be so hard on your kids all the time. There's a time for that, but when we're too hard, I feel on the younger kids, they get a little discouraged. And I know kids, they need a lot of encouragement. So I would really encourage parents to always uplift your kids and tell them how great they're doing, so they would want to continue. And even when they lose, encourage them, push them, motivate them, but always in a loving way, to where they know that first you are their parent, and not like a coach or a instructor. Let them know that you're first a loving parent who loves them no matter if they lose or win, that they're still good enough, that they're still valued, that they're still your children. So and then also at the end of the day, they're I feel like if we show the kids love and encouragement, and push them just enough, I think that would create a really successful athlete long term. I see a lot of parents kind of push their kids really early on, to where maybe the kids get burned out because they've been pushed so much when they were little, and then it just gets not boring, but maybe boring, but it just doesn't get, it's not as fun. And so this is a sport. It's supposed to be fun. Taekwondo is supposed to be fun. Even though you're fighting, it's fun. It's a game. You're not there to kill each other. You're there to win. It's a game, right? So as long as the parents make sure that the kids go in there looking at Taekwondo as a game and not a means to kill the other person, then I think we can look at Taekwondo and martial arts in a different way, to where it's a more loving and encouraging environment, right? Yeah.
What would you like to be remembered for most?
I think perseverance, for sure. I think that's just like my story. Always trying to persevere and overcome any obstacles that come my way. That's been a big part of my journey, and I think that's part of like my purpose is to show people that even through difficult circumstances, with God on your side, just perseverance is possible, and getting through the humps in the road, you can do it. And so I think just being remembered for not only a incredible athletic athlete, but also a professional, and someone who's also always persevered and always put God first in my life. So I think that's, if I can be a living light to a living God, to a watching world, then I think I'm doing my purpose. Yeah.
Victoria, thanks so much for sharing your history and advice. I'm sure our listeners and young athletes will appreciate your hard work and dedication. I'm Ethan Hardy, signing out with StarCast.
Wow, that looks like a snake.
Yeah, instead of the
It really does.
point, instead of
Awesome. Ready? TKD. That's really good. Yeah.
Candy time.